Now, as you begin to use Canvas, you'll discover that there are some words that you recognize, but they mean something specific inside of Canvas. So, for example, a page or a quiz or an assignment, that's a specific function of Canvas. One of those words is modules. Now, a module is an organized bit of information. So, for example, it might contain pages and quizzes and posts, and it's a way for your teachers to organize your learning experience. Let's go ahead and take a look, and I'll walk you through how modules work and how you'll use them in your learning. So, I'm just here in Stuart's class, and let's first figure out how do we get to the modules. Now, for most of us, if we look right here in the left side of the course menu, we're going to see the word modules, and it might be in a different position, but it'll be there. Now, some teachers may choose to take the modules out. So, for example, kindergarten or first or second graders, they might decide that they're not going to use modules, and that's okay. But for most of us, it'll be over there, and so we could just click there. But also, like we learned when we learned about the home page, we can just click right here on the Start Here button, and that's going to take us to our module page. Okay, so I'm going to click there. Now, notice that there are two big boxes, one for class general information and another one here that says week of September 14th through the 21st. Both of these are modules. I can click this little caret button, and I can make it condense, or I can click it again and make them expand. And that's very helpful, especially when you have a lot of modules. You can condense them so that you can get down to the ones that you need to. Mr. Teacher inside of this class has decided to put a general information module at the top, and you can see that each one of these is a page. If you look at the symbol here, that means page. Okay, if I scroll down, this right here means assignment, and then this right here is post, as well down here this is quiz. So different symbols for different things. But anyways, any one of these pages can be accessed at any time. There's nothing preventing Stuart from clicking on any of these pages. Okay, but this module is a little bit different. Here, the teacher has put a requirement that he must complete all the items. Now, he can still click on them in any order. As you can see, they're all showing, but sometimes a teacher will set it so that these will not be clickable. And that's because they want you to go in a specific order. Okay, so in this module, the teacher has set it up by week. And this might be a one that they replace every week with a new module. But there's another way you can do it, and that's by doing it by what's called unit. And so instead of saying Monday and Tuesday, it might say lesson 1 and lesson 2 and so on and so forth. And instead of saying week, it might say unit cell theory or unit fractions, depending on the class. Under here, you see that the information is organized a little bit more. So right here, this is not something that we can click. This is what's called a text header. And there's one here, and there's one here. And that's just so that the information is organized a little bit more. And so you can see that this is kind of a group of tasks, and this is kind of a group of tasks. That way, if we want to put a large number of items in one module, we can still organize it a little bit so that it makes it easier for you to read. Also, notice that there's a space right here. This is called an indent. Okay, and so if I click this one on, you see that there's not that space there. These ones are not indented, and these are. And these can be indented all the way over, depending on how much your teacher wants to organize the information. Remember, if you think of like an outline, this kind of follows that form. Okay, so if you're looking over here on the right side, you can notice that here is an empty button or radio button, but here we have completed items. See, because the teacher has said that each one of these items needs to be done, and Stuart has already done this and he's already done this. So let's go ahead and click into these, and I'll just show you how you go from one item to another item inside of a module. So this is an assignment, and you'll learn more about assignments on that video, but I want to point out two things. One is that if it's an assignment, there's usually a submit assignment button way up here at the top. As well, the way you get from one item to another item in the module is you use these buttons down here. One says previous, which means it goes back to the page before it, and one says next, which means it goes to the page after it. So we're going to click next. And this is a discussion post, as you will have seen. And you can see that Stuart has already answered the discussion. So we're going to go ahead and click next. And as a good teacher does, this teacher has put a big old place to stop. That means that he wants Stuart and all the other students to wait before they go on. But he also set that this page as a mark done page. And you can see that Stuart's already marked it. So we'll unmark it. And then I'll go back out to the modules and I'll show you what it looks like. So now where there was a check mark, it now shows that there's a empty circle, which means it needs to be accomplished. So quickly, let's go back into assignment. And we'll just do a fake submission here. Submit assignment. And we're just going to say 12. And submit assignment. Okay. And there's some confetti, which we get when we submit an assignment. And I'm going to go ahead and click next. And I'm going to click next. And then I'm going to click done. Now, when I go back out to modules, notice that there's a green check mark here. That means that everything that is supposed to be done, all the requirements that the teacher has set, those have been accomplished. Okay. So once again, these are modules. You'll see them a lot, and that's how you navigate them. Cheers.